The Warriors of... Cup.
The national anthem of Australia.
Well, what about some of the images you've just witnessed there from both sides? The Cook Islands anthem is a beautiful anthem, and the emotion hitting the athletes that we're about to watch. I mean, they're about to engage in a fearsome confrontation. But before all of that, the national anthem, so moving. Australia will now stand across, arm in arm, across the 40-metre line, and the Cook Island side will perform the DE before the match, calling on the strength of women. As I say, the catch cry, if you will, of the Cook Islands, the warriors of the ocean. So enjoy this, folks, watching the Rugby League World Cup live from York. I think they're ready to play. I think they are ready to play.
Absolutely.
They know their challenge tonight, but Rusty Matua has got them ready. The pride of the Cook Islands on show tonight. let's just confirm those lineups for this one. Plenty of players to watch tonight. Plenty of players probably at their last World Cup, the likes of the #1 Kezi Apps, Ali Brigginshaw, Sam Bremner. You'd have to wonder if they will still be around in 3 years' time, but it's quite possible. Not ruling it out, but it could be their last World Cups. And the Cook Islands squad, well, as I say, they've got some veterans as well. The 5'8", Breli Natai, was in fact the New Zealand halfback in the 2017 World Cup final against Australia. That's great experience to bring to this Cook Islands side here for their opening match of this campaign. Australia numbers have been well criticised, you know that story, and it's a little hard to follow with the women's as well. Michael Smale is in charge of this one. Nice to see a referee smiling. We wish him well and all the officials. We ramp up the World Cup. The men are up to the quarterfinal stage. Women's and wheelchair competitions. This is a festival of rugby league. Definitely the most inclusive rugby league World Cup ever. Last Sunday night, England winning the PDRL final. That was a fantastic moment in Warrington. We've got some sensational quarterfinals coming up. Princess of Wales will be attending at Wigan on Saturday. Sunday, do not miss Tonga and Samoa. But right now the attention is Australia versus the Cook Islands. So we are underway. It's a breezy night. The rain has kept up and all attention to detail is not there.
Yeah,
that
they was not
good,
not wanted that, no. No, that's probably the worst start they could have asked for, the Cook Islands. They don't want to give the ball back straight away to Australia. They'll be disappointed with that.
You can't have your front rower expected to catch it on the full, and Caroline Tanavisi there was left looking at it. But it is not the job of the prop to catch the ball on the full. So early opportunity with Australia, and Shannon Amato takes the first run, 25 metres away from the Cook Islands line. Lauren Brown, the dummy half, is a very smart player. You could probably lay claim she's one of the most talented footballers, full stop, in Australia. Brigginshaw takes them to the right side, and Bremner into the line for the first time tonight. Great to have her back in the rugby league ranks now. Mother of two. By the way, the Cook Islands have 7 mums in their squad. What an incredible achievement for them. Caitlin Johnston tackled 8 metres away from the line. Big line set to the left. Aiken with a little show of the ball. It's a 3-on-2 early. And Isabel Kelly, that is good cover defence. This young halfback. Korea Ratu, that's a very good tackle early. Ball bounced up, maybe knocked on by the Cook Islands, it was. And Australia will get another set right on the Cook Islands line. And back on this left side, little bit of weaving to be done. Bremner and this Australian side. They can sense early points, ball popping up from the hands of Aiken. Some very good playmakers in Aiken and Brigginshaw in the Australian halves. But what about the test of the defence early?
Yeah, I think they'll do well to keep them out here. 2 sets on their line, and it'll give us some confidence if they can keep them out, but Australia already looking strong.
Brigginshaw just delivering short that time to Olivia Koenig. She plays on the right edge, back rower. One of the dream team players from the NRLW out in Australia this year. Floating pass. This time, the run is there for the corner for Pelite to go over. That's the first try of the night. One of the 10 on debut. Avalia Pelite has scored the opening try.
Yeah, great vision there as well. Just head up, eyes open, just spotting the space out wide, and a great pass over the top.
well, this was the worst possible start. And in this win too, it's going to be hard for anyone to catch the ball, but as I say, it's not the job of the person who's going to run it back to catch it. And here is one of the Olympians we are watching at this year's Rugby League World Cup. 2016 gold medalist in the Australian Rugby Sevens. Scores the first 4-pointer here. Two-time Olympian. She competed at 2020 as well, and the Commonwealth Games in 2018. Won a silver medal. That's a pretty handy little mantelpiece to have.
It is, yeah. And then to transfer over to rugby league, yeah, it's great for the Australians. Probably not for the other teams.
So first kick of the night from Lauren Brown, unsuccessful out to the right. I don't think any kicking's going to be all that easy tonight. It would just about blow the hair off a hippie earlier today in York when I arrived, about 3 hours before kick-off. Just hoping the rain doesn't set in tonight. So a 4-0 scoreline, and Australia off and running here in York. The tool to get us back underway. What an impressive stadium it is. If you're tuned in from wherever you are around the world, this stadium only opened February of last year. Around about 8,500 seat capacity, very much boutique stadium. It is immaculate. So the Australians now with Kelly on the run. 6 tries in total at the 2017 World Cup for Kelly. Brown was caught at dummy half that time by Tanavisi.
Yeah, they're just so quick. They're just so quick in the Australians. They play really quickly. They're flooding through, and I think that'll be a tough job for the Cook Islands today to contain him at the ruck.
So for the Cook Islands, sadly, haven't actually had a run of the football just yet. They are desperate to get the ball in their hand, and it's ended up over the sideline there. Ali Brigginshaw's laying a claim to referee Smale. I'm not sure her claim, and was it played at? I tend to go Cook Islands way there.
Yeah, didn't play that.
Alrighty, so now they can reset. This is a reboot. Well, you know, when your computer freezes, you reboot, you switch on and off, and you go again. Well, that's what they can do. 4-0 is the score, and they have their first hit up 5.5 minutes in. That wasn't the script, I'm telling you, for this Cook Island side tonight. But by the same token, some nerves, I'm sure, will have been settled. Now they can get into the thick of it.
Yeah, some big runners for the Cook Islands again. I think they'll cause the Aussies a few problems around the ruck.
Yeah, good match-up of power games through these forwards. I just hope that the halves and that young lady kicking the ball, Shante Kuriaratu, is a really good player. The strength of the breeze. That's a brilliant kick, isn't it?
Kick, yeah.
What a kick from inside the 40 her end. That's a wonderful result for the Cook Islands there.
Yeah, and a good chase as well, and good kick pressure.
A little slow to her feet. And Australia with a little bit of work to be done, just coming away from their own line this time. Julia Robinson coming in for a run. Everyone's got a story here at this tournament. Nice run there by Marto. But in Robinson, you got someone who was introduced to rugby and rugby league in the Defence Forces. You know, goes through all the juniors, doesn't play rugby league. And now, in a relatively short space of time, she's playing on this stage. The number 10 for Australia out on the right side.
Yeah, and I think that's a credit to the Australian pathway as well. Just, you know, they're not just looking for rugby players, they're looking to transfer athletes in and bring them into rugby league, and it's showing in the strength of depth that they've got.
Last tackle, and driving kick from Aiken. Just getting away from Wiki, the Cook Islands fullback, and that is an unfortunate moment early in this contest, and it's a rueful look on her face there.
Yeah, unlucky there. After a really good set, they've landed in a good field position, put some pressure on the Aussies, and yeah, just unlucky not to get that, just to get that catch and go again. Disappointed with that.
Could have almost put a case up to say that she knocked it back, but anyway, they're going to have to defend here. This is what you dream of at training. Scrum 10 metres out. You can put on one of your plays and look at the Australian shape behind this scrum. Kalite's come in a little closer if they do go left. And here we go. Yes, they will come left. And Aiken, and sure enough, Kalite is looming. Doesn't get the ball. Bremner, that's good defence, Cook Islands. Wiki across there. She'll be the most relieved person in the stadium if they can get through this set. Mato on that run. Tonight becoming a dual international. So well done, Shannon. Big honour. The Australians with Brown. What a switch. Oh, boy. Talk about find the keys to the front door and open it up for the Cook Islands defence. Caitlin Johnston, front rowers love tries like that.
Yeah, I don't think she'll score an easier one than that in this tournament. Yeah, that's just great play from Brown there, just to take 3 or 4 defenders to the right with her and just back on the angle from Johnson there. Great try.
Yeah, well, sadly for Mackenzie Wiki, the error shortly after try, but that is absolutely sucking in defence. What a good camera shot that is to show the deception of Brown there.
Yeah, great play, and I think the Cook Islands are learning a tough lesson that you error in, close to your own line, the Aussies are going to punish you.
This is one player, Andrea, who's going to be on the scene for quite some time, Caitlin Johnston. She's a grand final winner this year. So the Newcastle, we had 2 NRLW competitions, the elite women's competitions in Australia this year, one carrying over from COVID disruptions, and then the most recent one won by the Newcastle Knights, where the 2 front rowers, Millie Boyle, as good as any player in Australia, not at this World Cup, and Caitlin Johnston is the other front rower. They are part of the NRLW Dream Team. It was a hell of a combination to have in the one side.
Imagine, yeah.
There you go. So in goal areas, proving a little slippery here in York. And Brad Donald pretty satisfied with what he has seen so far. But again, a shout out to our viewers tonight watching in the Cook Islands for some of those clubs over there in the domestic comp, the Titi Kavika Bulldogs, representatives of your club watching tonight. I hope you're enjoying the coverage. You'll see one of your own coming off the bench later, Haina Tatuava. Love to hear the stories of those that are inspiring out of the leagues, the homegrown talent. But there's a few of the elite as well in this Cook Islands side. They're very capable, but hard without the ball at the moment. It's been Australia 90% of possession.
Yeah, they just need the ball in the Australians' half, and just to get that little bit of confidence. It won't help them erroring so close to their own line and putting themselves under pressure.
And as I said, following up points, they're already up inside the Cook Islands half. Lauren Brown is having a night out so far. I'll tell you her backstory when we get a chance about how talented she is across many sports. Apps with the ball this time. Kezzy Apps. She fits into the rangy back rower category. Now Aiken, lovely chip. They're coming through at speed. Wiki confronted there with the charge of the Light Brigade. They've done well to scramble there, the Cook Islands, because there was plenty of Australians pushing up.
Yeah, great scramble defence there, and the numbers are there for Australia, and just the bounce didn't quite go their way, and the Cook Islands have to start from a very difficult position, a couple of metres away from their own line.
By the way, it was highlighted pre-match. Rongokia took the run that they only got together a week ago. There are some players who only met each other for the first time a week ago, and then there was dramas on the flight over. Their flight out of Sydney was delayed 5 hours. There was a technical issue. They got downgraded, would you believe, from premium economy to economy for the first leg to Singapore. But then karma set in, and they were upgraded for the Singapore to London leg to business. So that's quite eventful.
And then they come and meet the Australians in
and
the
then
first
play the
game.
Australians in York.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a tough group. It is a tough group. I wouldn't quite go as far to say that the other group is the spa pool, who's alluded to, but yeah, you wouldn't. I think England have done well to avoid both of them in the group stages. But yeah, I think that other group's still quite, you know, judging by the Papua New Guinea Canada game last night, it's still going to be quite a challenge.
So Australia again, good field position to start a set on tackle number 2, already on halfway. And here they come rolling forward. Kelly's come in from the centres for a run. Should make a terrific back rower too, Isabel Kelly. I've got no doubt about that. Better defence at marker there. So left side, Aiken. Just a little cutout ball. Kelly now back on the run. One focus is the line, but links up with support. And Aiken it is who scores the try. She wears number 12. She plays 5'8" for Australia. And she really is one of the stars of this Aussie side, getting a 4-pointer.
Yeah, and again, really easy. I think the Cook Islands just over chasing there. 3-4 defenders just over chasing and just, you know, able to come back on the inside.
Yeah, we told you that Kelly, 2017 World Cup, 2 tries in the semi against Canada, and then in the big show, the final, 2 tries against New Zealand. See, again, to highlight to our audience just how far women's rugby league has come in Australia, Isabel Kelly is a recognisable face. You know, like everyone who follows rugby league in Australia knows players like Isabel Kelly. That's how far they've come. It's not just there as a sideshow. It's elite rugby league, and these are now genuine stars in Australian rugby league.
Yeah, and how good is that? I think, you know, the RLW and the Australian Rugby League is a real gold standard and where the rest of the world and other competing nations want to get to. But yeah, they certainly are, and they have a big following, and yeah, certainly stars over there.
I'm sure the try scorer, as the goal is successful, Taryn Aiken wouldn't mind me saying that I'm pretty sure she's playing tonight and would dedicate this performance to her late dad. Brad, she's on test debut tonight. Her dad passed away in 2019. And a short time later, her brother, Kai, passed away as well. I mean, absolute tragedy that young lady had to deal with. They are with her. They would be proudly watching on tonight as she plays her first test here for Australia. As we keep saying, everyone's got a story at this World Cup. And Taryn Aiken has done so well. So 16-0 scoreline, and we're racing the clock at the moment.
Yeah, I think the Cook Islands took as long as possible they could to get back to this restart.
I have noticed that, Andrea. But they're allowed. Kickoffs are very important. And they go long through Kerry Matua. Her twin sister is also part of the squad. See Tera here at some point. So Australia now on a roll. It is relentless. This is a little bit of...
Yeah, that's great. Offload there.
That's Briganshaw up over halfway. This is very much reminiscent of the men's Australia v Scotland. Just Scotland denied any ball, any sort of quality ball. Apps on a run back inside there. Hold. Brown. Simona Taufa with the ball. Parramatta Eels captain in Australia. So a real leader. 25 away from the Cook Islands line. Aiken and along for Apps. Kelly was looming. That's good defence. Mature over the top. Just wrapping hands around the ball. That makes a difference. And there you go. So the pressure of the defence forced the mistake. Lavinia Kitai did well.
Yeah, again, they've done well. They've done well to keep him out there and scramble defence. Yeah, but look how far the Australians come just from that kick-off. They really are just rolling down the field and putting the Cook Island under pressure.
Should be dirty on that, Kezzy Apps. That was a lack of attention to detail. Lost control of the ball at the ruck. and our referee was straight onto it, and hence the Cook Islands have the ball. So let's just see, wouldn't a penalty late in the count here, something like that, be handy for them, just to give them a little bit of an opportunity to find their mojo. Wiki playing it 10 metres inside their own half, and this is their power game on show. Natupuna able to offload. She's an excellent front rower, April Natupuna.
Yeah, great offload there.
Centre at the Gold Coast Titans in Australia in the women's competition. They've done well this set to put themselves in position to put up an attacking kick. Last tackle, and it is Brilli Ngatai who decides to pass for Korea Ratu. Boy, oh boy, that's a kick. That's a wonderful take.
Yeah,
Sam Bremner, what about that?
They'll be happy with that set though, the Cook Islands. You know, they've gone down the field, they've finished in a good position. They just need to put them under pressure now. I think the difference with the teams is just the Australians just have playmakers all over the park and just seem to have that shape, that extra pass, just that, you know, the ball flooding forward. I think the Cook Islands are just lacking that at the minute.
Pretty fair run we saw just there. The Australians, once they put on some power game of their own, and the thing was, that was the winger, Belite, who came in for the hit-up. So there's a bit of strength there. Scrappy from the Australians. Nothing much Julia Robinson can do there. And I don't think Coach Donald would be all that impressed with that. Brigginshaw cutout ball. It seemed like a total breakdown there. Someone had to catch it.
Yeah. Just on what you were saying there, though, obviously, just you know, they don't look the biggest side, the Australians, but they are just riding these tackles and you know, metres gained after tackles is big, and they're very strong and powerful.
Kitai on this first run. So this is their chance. So that's tackle one inside the Australian half. Let's see if they can put on some of their own plays. And again, it is Natupuna with a hit up. The Australians know that she is a danger player. So there'll be 2 and 3 in every tackle when she touches it. Ratu just pushing along to the right. I'm really excited by that, the Cook Islands number 7. I just think, you know, real star quality. Wiki into the line.
Yeah, she's tipped to be a real RLWC star, and you know, only at 18 as well in a World Cup. What an opportunity, and what an experience for her as well.
Well, I think when they got together, she hadn't turned 18, so she actually wasn't eligible to play, but then ready for the warm-up game. The Cook Islands warmed up for the World Cup with a game against England Knights, and a win, and straight through the centre. Taufa with support. It's time for Bremner to run away and score. Sam Bremner. She'll want a double. She'll want one for each of her kids, I reckon, tonight. But she scored there. Sam Bremner scoring Australia's 4th try after some terrific work through the middle from Samaima Taufa.
Yeah, again, they're just so quick at the ruck. The Cook Islands are struggling to contain them at that ruck. They look tired. You know, they're not getting back. They're not filling in at air defender, and I think, you know, with only 20 minutes gone, they're looking tired and a bit out on their feet, to be fair, the Cook Islands, and the Aussies are just rolling down the field, and that was really poor defence, and just easy through there, and for Sam Bremner to finish.
Samaima Taufa, who set up the try, is one of the longer serving players, having made her debut with Australia way back in 2014. Player of the Year 2017. We have the Dally M medal in Australia. She won that. But Bremner scoring the try. I'm sure her second child, her daughter, was only born in November, this time last year. So that's a big 12 months.
What a story that is as well, you know. To have a child last year and to get to the level that they need to be at, the athleticism, the, you know, the fitness, the commitment, the dedication to play for your country, to get back is an unbelievable story. And yeah, and how proud she must be as well.
Well, that's right. It's over a course of 3.5 years. 2 children now.
Unbelievable.
Sam Bremner, she's a wonderful athlete.
Unbelievable.
Plays with the Sydney Roosters in the NRLW this year. Will turn 31 next month. Sam Bremner, So I'm probably being a little bit presumptuous. Look, with the World Cup 3 years away, given that she's had that bit of time, like Sam Bremner, this might be a last World Cup. She might be around for
well, yeah, at 31, why not? Why not? You know, she'd only be 34 at the next one, so yeah. And you still need that experience in your squad. You know, she's one of the 3 players who were here when, you know, when they won the World Cup away from Australia in 2013. Yeah, and so why not? You need that experience in your squad. You need that older player, and what a fantastic player she is.
Another thing about the Australian fullback, she's got the motivation that she missed the 2017 final through injury. So, you know, denied a chance through injury to win a second World Cup. Or she's part of the winning squad, but didn't get to play the actual final. So that was a disappointment. So Australia back with the ball, 8 metres inside their own half. I think the crowd is enjoying the show that they've put on so far. It is relentless, the way they're pushing forward. It's just those few errors that have stopped the onslaught. Played by Johnston, Brigginshaw. Oh, that's a beautiful grass-cutting tackle, that one. Racing out of the line to make the tackle. I think it was Breely Natai who made it. And the Australians with Apps able to offload. What a ball to Aiken. Players to pick from. Kelly gets it. Oh, passes at the last moment. Extraordinary in-goal pass. What an effort from Wiki. Almost saved a try. Would have been just about the best save of the World Cup so far. But somehow Kelly's pulled out a magic trick to pass it.
Great try there. Great line. Ball line through there, and what an offload as well.
How close did Wiki come to stopping this try? Kelly couldn't get to ground. Watch it again at home. She's got 3 coming at her. How well has she done?
Oh yeah, that's really unlucky there. That would have been a great try-saving tackle, but just, you know, like you said there, they're just flooding through. They're just support play, push inside, outside. It's really great to watch, but, you know, the Cook Island that first contact probably needs to improve a lot, and trying to slow them down a little bit, but they do look tired.
There's the classic support play, back rower offloading, Aiken support, Kelly. Oh, that's it. She must have been, what, centimetres away from touching goal. Right from the sideline, Lauren Brown. Yeah, who'd want to be a goal kicker tonight in these conditions? Unsuccessful, but a 26-0 scoreline now. And the impressive scrapbook of Pelite has a few more big entries in her sporting career. Now a try-double on Test debut here. She's there. Has a player ever scored a try without having actually to move a centimetre? She has scored a try.
I don't think
I've been calling it a long time, Andrea. I don't know whether any player's ever done that. She had to just catch it and put it down on the spot. She did not have to move a millimetre forward to score.
She had to run quite a ways to get there. Right place, right time.
But once she had the ball, that's an interesting one. Very, very touch football, that. Offloading. That is very much a touch football try.
Yeah, I think sometimes when you watch the Australian team, you know, and even playing against them, you do at times think they look like they're playing, you know, touch rugby, and almost taking the mick a little bit sometimes, how good they are.
We saw from the kick-off to another great story. Holly Wheeler's out there. Another one could be a last World Cup. More recent times, knee reconstruction. They might have been thinking, well, I'm not going to come back. Well, here she is. Kelly offloading. Taufa, that may have been forward. Just outside the 40-metre zone, Australia. 13 minutes remaining, just under in this first half. A little bit of weaving from Brigginshaw. There is Wheeler.
Last tackle out now. Find space.
Last tackle for the Australians. Will it be short or will it be high? It's going to be high. Brigginshaw, Wiki, lonely figure at the back, set herself nicely. And yes, if you're wondering, the daughter of a legend in Ruben Wiki, 55 tests for New Zealand. That's a pretty big family tradition to live up to.
I met him once. I met him in 2003. I think he had the biggest forearms I've ever seen.
Yeah. Oh, some of his feats
massive.
of strength. Incredible player, Ruben Wiki. So now a nice ball play short of the line. Like that. Mix it up. And another 10 metres made as a result.
Yeah, the front rows have been good for Cookout. The meters after tackle have been good. They're big, strong, powerful runners. I think they just need to smarten up a little bit on the edges, get a little bit of shape.
I think it's fair to say what you're watching tonight from the Cook Islands, you put them against another team first. Oh, shot!
Great shot.
Matua! That's the biggest hit of the match tonight. That'll test out breakfast, lunch, and if that little snack before the game. That was some tackle right there. Julia Robinson. Get that in here. So Australia in possession. Kelly in from left centre. Robinson to a credit. Straight back to her feet. How tough are they? And Australia with a juggle. And the opportunity for another try. Too much speed. As Shanae Shizolka sprints away to score. Yet another one on debut tonight for the Gillaroos, and gets the big moment of scoring a 4-pointer.
Yeah, and it's just great stuff. Hands down that right edge. It's again, everyone's pushing through. Everybody's wanting to get their hands on the ball, and it's really smart play from the Australians. Really soft hands. The wingers bought in, and dummy and go there. Great try.
She's a Queenslander. You were talking about touch football there in Shanae. She was an Australian touch representative in the under-18, so got that ball skills early and then converted it into rugby sevens with Australia, and now she's in the 13-a-side game. It's a good path, isn't it, to pick up a whole multitude of skills.
Yeah, and it shows in the skill set that they have.
25 years of age, switched to league in 2020 and has already won a grand final in Australia. That's part of the story of Shanae Shizolka. 30-0. Coach's job is to always find room for improvement. I'm sure he will. But to see a coach smiling after 30 minutes, take a screenshot of that. That's
I think there's more to come as well. Brad Donald's already said that the next game we'll probably see quite a different team as well for the next game they've got against France. He wants to give everybody a run out and have a look at everybody. So we'll probably see quite a different team in the next game. But what a job to coach this squad.
Well, these two sides did play at the 2017 World Cup, and it was 58-4 to Australia. Now, I don't think the Cook Islands have gone backwards. I think they're a stronger side, but Australia's gone into warp speed in the last 5 years, so I think you're going to see that. The scoreboard will be a gauge of, that's a little marker that you've got from the last time they played in 2017. This is a stronger Cook Islands side, but Australia are putting a space here.
Yeah, and I think that's the case, over the World Cups over the previous years. Teams have been a lot closer, but yeah, the Aussies just seem to have kicked on quite dramatically more than any other team.
Knocked back from Brigginshaw, the call, and Wheeler will bring it back for Australia.
Get square, hold.
It's okay to say if one of the 30-somethings in the Australian side, we can put it that way. Strong meters. Samaima Taufa could emerge as player of the World Cup. Taufa, she is at the absolute peak of her powers. So Aiken do Apps. So you've got Apps on the left side, and they play Koenig on the right. They were the starting back rowers tonight. Is Wheeler. And now Australia with Kennedy Cherrington on debut as well. In fact, 3 of the bench are playing their first matches for Australia tonight. Bremner's kick, it's pinpoint. Australia have got another one. Julia Robinson scoring the try in the corner. But say thank you to Sam Bremner for that. That was executed so well.
Yeah, what a skill set. I think they're just showing the range of skills and range of tries that we're going to see tonight. You know, little chips over the top, little offloads, and a pinpoint kick there from Sam Bremner into the corner. Too easy if I'm honest. You know, the winger fullback there, and the wingers picked it up.
Yeah, Julia Robinson, it is. Told you earlier, joined the army as a 19-year-old, and it's in the Defence Forces that she discovered playing rugby league. She'd actually been a netballer as a junior, but got a real taste of it, and now a love for it. And at 24, you know, that's not a long time ago to take up the sport.
No, and I think it's probably worrying for the rest of the nations how many years some of this squad has got in them as well. Imagine them together for the next few years as well.
So another tough one from out near the sideline. Good strike, certainly the power, but off to the left of the posts. And a shake of the head from Ali Brigginshaw. So Julia Robinson, the latest to score here for Australia. And that's another thing that we have highlighted. They're certainly not, you know, a left side dominant team. They have strike left and right. So obviously that is going to be a threat to the likes of England and New Zealand.
Every side. I think for the Cook Islands, if they're going to get any joy or get anything out of the game, they need to get the pressure on Ali Brigginshaw and the halves, and just put a little bit more pressure on them, because they're just running the show and they've got all the time in the world to pick their choice and their kick or pass. And yeah, they need to get some pressure on the halves.
I say, Andrew, it's got a little cold tonight. What did you say, Andrew?
Not as cold as it was in Leeds yesterday.
Is that right? Okay.
But it is cold, yeah.
It's been a windy, grey day with rain sweeping around, but a real chill to the air tonight.
It's a bit warmer than it normally would be at this time of year, to be fair.
Okay. I do remember the 2000 World Cup quite tragically. They were flooded out. We wouldn't have been playing in York if from 2000 was one of the worst floods they ever had, and that was right during the World Cup. That was about 6 weeks of some of the worst weather I'd ever seen. And Brigginshaw, she's had the ball knocked out of her hands. Well done, Cook Islands. And you know, they've just got to keep at it and take opportunities when they present themselves, and they forced a mistake there.
Yeah, they're not giving up, and you know, they're not going to get many opportunities with ball in hand, so yeah, they've just got to make some of it count.
Here it was, Brigginshaw. Fair enough, play out of marker, don't give up on the chase, and as a result of that, they're 30 metres away from the Australian line.
Yeah, 2 big carries there as well, leading from the front.
Nika Stevens now into the dummy half role for this Cook Island side. Joondalup Giant from West Australia here for the Cook Islands. Pushed along with Korea Ratu.
4 up together. Hold.
This is the best field position they've had in the game. Brilliant Natai. Kick is out. Oh, it's good. It forces Bremner to take absolutely no chances. Line drop out Australia. Way better Cook Islands.
Yeah, that'll give them a little bit of confidence to get a repeat set and see if they can build on something now, just to keep the possession and keep moving forward and keep building that confidence.
I love seeing a back rower with the headband. Andrew, just a little favourite of mine, and from the men's game, great rugby league fan. Remember Big Paul Sirinen coming over here, always had the headband. Holly Wheeler, she's doing the same. And the ball there, evading Natupuna, has been a standout in the Cook Islands forward so far tonight. Have a look at the offload. She's almost unstoppable.
Yeah, she's been really good, and you know, a lot of carries as well.
22 metres away from the line, and the best part of the set to work with.
2 out now.
Longakia there.
Hold. Go 2.
So will we see Korea Ratu the 7 or Briley Natai create here for the Cook Islands? Stevens, they're going to take a foul run to Makata with a run at the line. Look at that, count the defenders. There's 5 in the tackle.
Yeah, need a quick play now.
Go!
And then a high and wide ball. Brillianati kicks before the last. Good catch. Robinson able to cover up. It's another line dropout. I think Julia thinking she left from the field of play. Closely run thing.
Yeah, and another good kick there, and they'll be pleased with that. Another repeat set. If they can just keep the pressure up, you know, hopefully they can get some points on the board.
I think Brad Donald will mind this. Side being tested out, goal line defence.
Yeah, again, that's what they need. When you're putting big points on another team, it's always good to get challenging. You need to be tested. You need to see how players react under pressure.
Rangi out on that left side. She is one of the strike players in attack. Tackled 10 metres away. In fact, this Cook Island side have a couple of players whose brothers were playing in the Men's World Cup. As the ball has rolled loose, it may be. Was it knocked out by Australia or not?
Knock on, I think.
Seven.
Just look up from Tuana.
Need a halfback. Clock off.
So it goes against her in Australia at 36-0. So they haven't kept up with the clock unless they score in this set here. And they'll probably have a couple more tackles before half-time. It'd be the longest range try of the game if they do come up with something. I'm not writing it off. Oh,
yeah.
shot again.
Great contact there.
What about that hit? Well, that is enormous from Lavinia Kittai. We've seen the 2 biggest tackles of the match have come from the Cook Islands. Watch that. That's a beauty. Well, that warms you up going to half-time.
Yeah, they'll take a little bit of confidence from that last 5-10 minutes of Cook Islands. It looked better. They got some repeat sets and was putting the Australians under a little bit of pressure.
So the tournament favourites are off and running at the World Cup. The defending champions, first half against the Cook Islands. It's Australia 36, the Cook Islands 0.
Well, Australia have launched themselves into this World Cup defence. 7 tries in the first half, 6 of them on the left. Corbin Baxter and Tamika Upton. But as soon as Ali Brigginshaw went right, there was success there as well.
Yeah, it's been really busy on the left side, but towards the back end of that half, we saw Ali insert herself a bit more in this game, putting Julie Robinson over there with a little grubber into the corner. Sinead bagged 1-2. So, yeah, good to see both halves sort of getting involved throughout that whole half.
It is 36-0, but the Cook Islands are not going to go quietly, Tamika.
Yeah, definitely. They are putting a bit of pressure on, but the Australians are just capitalising where it matters the most, so hopefully they can continue to build that pressure in the second half.
All the first half highlights coming up from York. You're watching the World Cup. The Gillaroos, they lead 36-0. All the action live and exclusive on Fox League. Welcome back to the Women's World Cup. The Aussies are underway in York. They lead 36-0 over the Cook Islands. Corbin Baxter and Tamika Upton are your experts right here on Fox League. Right from the kickoff, when the Cook Islands allowed it to go dead, we thought, well, the Aussies are going to they're going to have a nice little easy first 40 minutes, and 36-0, Corbin. That only took them a couple of minutes to get this World Cup defence underway.
Yeah, it did, and they showed early that on that left side, that's where a really strong combination's already formed. Taryn Aiken, Isabel Kelly and Ivani Polite scoring the first couple of tries. Ivani taking the first try, which was great to see, and I really like that combination. You know, Taryn's so dynamic. Isabel Kelly, we know what she can do. She's such a strong centre, and she's already put Ivani Polite over for 2. So I'm really excited to see that, you know, grow into this second half.
Yeah, definitely, and Taryn's getting a lot of room on that left side and a lot of early ball, but Ali will be tapping the hooker on the shoulder at half-time here, asking for the ball a bit more, and I think she's been very patient, biding her time, and you see here with Shanae down the right side that when they do get the ball out there, there's a lot of space and a lot of speed out wide.
The Gillaroos are such a well-balanced side, and of course that left really fired early, and we know how dominant Ali is and how strong her voice is out there. And during this half-time, she'll definitely be re-establishing, you know, and just trying some new things. Don't forget, this is the first time the Gillaroos have played in many years, given the absence of international games. The Cook Islands, they will not go quietly. They've made 111 tackles so far. Two of the best hits have come from Kareta Hinetina Matua. She is an absolute force out there.
She is. She's such a strong girl. We've seen a few big hits already. You know, it's great seeing her out in the centres. I think she played there when she played for the Māori All-Stars too, but it's great to see her come out and do her thing and do it on the big stage as well. So really great to see.
We spoke about the Broncos halves pairing. Of course, they're coming off a very difficult and challenging season from the NRLW, but Ali Brigginshaw and Taryn Aiken. Taryn running right out there at the moment. We spoke about her fantastic link she's got with Isabel Kelly. Where's this come from and how immediate has this connection been?
Yeah, definitely. I think their time in camp obviously has really helped them, but like we sort of said before, they're getting nice early ball with a lot of space, and that's really good for Taryn. She's picking her moments well, when to run and when to release the ball early, obviously to the strike outside.
With your time at Brisbane, did you see the development of Taryn and you know, her skill set and the time and control she has in the game?
Yeah, definitely. When she burst onto the scene, originally it was her running game and her footwork that got her through, and then now we see sort of her smarts come into it. She's a very smart footy player, and yeah, she's using the ball very well.
Great to see Taryn taking on the line and delivering. Isabel Kelly, she's so strong. We know what to expect from her. This World Cup is tailor-made for someone like Isabel Kelly.
Absolutely. She's made for the big games, and you know, she's been around for a long time. She knows you know, how much this means to her, and you know, she's strong, she's fast, she's a really great defensive centre too. We haven't been able to see much of it. Obviously, you know, the Cook Islands haven't had much good ball, but we can see what she can do in attack. She keeps the ball alive, and as I said, you know, those try assists, she's put in Ivani over for a few tries.
We spoke about the standards and the elite level that Sam Bremner sets for herself, and we've already seen evidence of that in this first half. Sammy just backing up like every good fullback. Tamika, you know what it takes to just keep that perpetual motion going with your legs. She is everywhere. It feels like there's more than one Sammy Bremner out there at any given time.
Yeah, she definitely is, and whenever there's a half break, she's there capitalising on it. And I'm really liking her control from the back. They're obviously very set in their defensive line, which is what you want from the fullback, and she's bringing that ball back very well.
Brad Donnell, he must be very happy with what he's seen in this first 40 minutes. What sort of coach, what directions would he be giving so early in this World Cup campaign, but would that be changing much in this second half?
I don't think so. I think he'll probably just give them this game to sort of find their combinations. There's a lot of different combos out there, as we've already spoken about. You know, it looked like in that probably half of that first half, we were maybe going, looking for Sammy at the back a lot, which is her traditional style of playing. She's fast. She wants to try to beat them on the outside. So maybe playing a little bit more direct, which I think they work towards in that second half of that half.
Well, hopefully there is some success for the Cook Islands in this second half. They are yet to get their World Cup scoreboard ticking over. It is all Australia, 36-0 from York. Big second half coming up. You're watching Fox League. You're watching the World Cup live and exclusive on Fox League. Australia with a dynamic way to kick off this World Cup defence. 7 tries in the first half. They lead 36-0 over the Cook Islands. Let's go to York.
And a convincing first half from the Kangaroos, but as we mentioned in commentary in the first half, it's always a coach's job to find ways to improve. A few errors they made, a few times maybe
Yeah,
they could have just kept going through the middle rather than go round.
Yeah, I think Ali Brigginshaw just summed it up at that half-time and just said they probably won't be happy with 3 errors. They probably won't be happy with the ball in touch. I think they set the bar so high and have such big standards that they'll always be looking at little things to work on.
36-0 scoreline at the LNER Community Stadium. the word immaculate in the first half. That is what it is. Underway off the boot of Matua. And oh boy, there's a curse.
Textbook, yeah, same as
that is horrible stuff. What is it? It's the York Football Club that plays here. Have they had a worse trap than that ever? Holly Wheeler. Oh boy. Oof.
Yeah, probably a bit too casual there.
That's an ugly moment for Holly. I hope she takes it well. So Cook Islands get a chance to score first points of the second half. Matua taken sideways there. I don't think they've started a set inside the Australian 20 tonight, so suddenly the door opens for them. Stevens, they're probably going to get a little excited here as Kitai takes the run. We saw that big hit from Kitai just before half-time. Tanavisi, close to the line, almost spun her way over there. Tanavisi very close to scoring. Wayward pass. Wiki's not going to get to it. The urgency of the Australians. Bremner knocks it forward. Cook Islands will get the ball. Referee, I think, found a double knock on in all of that.
Yeah, they're lucky there to get the ball back. I think just on that attacking set, you know, they've carried the ball 4 times and they don't seem to have a plan B, the Cook Islands, at the minute. I think, you know, they were shaped up to the left and they probably should have had a play, but yeah, lucky to get the ball back there.
So they have the scrum feed from attacking the goal line. They're now 40 metres away. And it is Tupo Wichman on that run from the scrum base. Energy is there, and so it should be straight out of half-time. Stevens taking that run. She's made a difference to their attack, getting in a little closer. Annika Stevens. Held up. 15 metres away from the line. Suddenly the crowd wanting to get on the backs of the Cook Islands. Brearley Ngatai closed off there by Simona Taufa. Here goes the power running again. The Moore Makata on that run. 5 away from the line. Stevens, switch. Brearley Ngatai's kick. Perfect. Oh, it's been knocked on. I'm sure it's a knock on, and the referee right there doesn't need video referee intervention.
Yeah, that's really unlucky. That's a really neat little kick there in behind, and caught the Aussies napping a little bit there, and really unlucky not to ground that.
Ooh, that would have been a big moment for Shaz Tamua Makata to score that try there. We would have heard the cheering from the Cook Islands, I reckon.
Big handoff there.
Tamua Makata, her local club, the Tupapa Panthers. Shout out to you tonight. Wheeler on the run here. Just like that, Australia at 10 metres inside the Cook Islands half. Taufa and Aiken. Apps offloading. Bremner support. Australia away again. Just a little too good on that edge. Some of their most experienced players combining.
Yeah.
And Sam Bremner scoring yet another try.
Kezzy Apps always hits that really good line, you know, back on the inside, and he's just breaking the line for fun, and she's just always got that little offload game in her, and the backup's always there, and a great finish by Sam Bremner there just to go around the winger.
9 years ago in one of the pool games, it was against France, she got 5. Sam Bremner, pretty sure it was 5. Try score in the final back in 2013 as well.
Yeah, unbelievable athlete. You know, that's really unlucky there for the Cook Islands. They went so close to scoring, and then the Australians have just literally gone 90 metres downfield and hurt them a little bit there. It could have been a different score there.
It's another great moment for Sam Bremner for the Australians. I said she had to get one for each of the kids. She's done that. And over to Ali Brigginshaw. And Brigginshaw wayward with that shot. That wasn't a great strike. So there's another player, Ali Brigginshaw, again to highlight to our international audience just how big she is. Everyone in rugby league in Australia knows Ali Brigginshaw and would probably use the word legend. She's that good, and she's still playing.
Yeah,
she's achieved so much.
A definite legend, and you know, I've played against her in a few World Cups, and she's just one of those elusive players. You know, she looks almost effortless. That she's not trying. She's just such a natural, really skillful, and yeah, annoyingly just looks effortless in everything that she does. But such a skillful player. Always look like she's got loads more time on the ball than anybody else.
I will make an observation here of the Cook Islands. I've never seen a side take kick-off slower than the Cook Islands.
They're sucking the air in, I think.
Anyway, just an observation. The two with the kick. Claim that Canada may beat them on the clock. That's one to watch. Wheeler on the run back for Australia, so it starts up again. The first points of the second half after early chance was with the Cook Islands, but not able to make the most of it. Stop the match right now. The lady playing the ball, Simone Talfa as player of the match. Gee, she's having a game here. What a talent she is. With Cherrington there. And now roll on, set, restart. That makes it tougher. The Australians with Polite, who scored a couple of tries in the first half. Australia get an offload game going. Look out. Talia Fuimaono is out there. A dummy half right now. One of those on debut. Back from any number of injuries. Brigginshaw's put it down. Well, commentators curse.
Yeah,
not restricted to the Men's World Cup. It's the Women's World Cup as well. We can pull them up. We're going to pull up a legend. Here it is. The old hands turn into Dolphins flippers. Couldn't get any grip on the ball there, Ali Brigginshaw.
I think the way the Australians are shaping up in attack as well is making it really hard for the Cook Islands to defend. They're not always necessarily, you know, lined up in a conventional way. They've just got push inside and out, and it's, you know, the Cook Islands are finding it really difficult to defend.
Australia, by the way, are going to be back here in York on Sunday night, UK time. Monday morning for our Australian viewers playing France in their second match. I'm actually quite looking forward just to the crowd at the French match. Based on what I saw and experienced earlier tonight, what a terrific atmosphere the French supporters.
Yeah, they do. They're quite hostile as well. I think when you go to France and you're in some of those stadiums there, it can be quite an atmosphere. The Brazilian samba band yesterday was good as well. That was loud. Brilliant though.
Adds to the adventure that is coming to a Rugby League World Cup. Cultures collide. Kick through by Brillinati, not a best, attacked by Bremner, weaving and stepping and spinning away almost to halfway, Sam Bremner.
Yeah, great take, and again, look where the Aussies are starting this set on halfway, rolling forward.
Off the ball. Hold.
This is the work of Sam Bremner, really attacking the ball there. We saw another run, Polite, you know, a winger coming in. That's probably the fourth or fifth time tonight she's come in for a hit up right through the middle and damaging runs. Oh, shot again. That is the third big hit of the night. How does Sam Bremner get up from that one? That was enormous. High ball, fielded by Julia Robinson. Cook Islands are going to play it down. It may be Brillinati who's down. Play on for Australia. And it is Brigginshaw, ricochet. Cook Islands have got the ball. And Brillinati is down on the 20-metre line, and now we will stop play. Well done to hang on there, the Cook Islands.
Yeah, again, and you know, you mentioned Polite just coming in and taking some carries. The Australians look busy. They're looking for work. They're pushing inside and out. You know, they're all looking for the ball, and yeah, it's difficult to defend, but the Cook Islands did well there. Scramble defence. I think sometimes the Australians don't know what they're doing, as in it's just so off the cuff. It's just, you know, it's just push support. It's little offloads.
If you're new to women's rugby league, yes, the hits are just as big. You've seen it tonight. 3 of the cleanest shots you'll see.
That was a belter, that one.
And Sam Bremner, how tough is she just to bounce back to her feet after that last one? So the Cook Islands 10 metres away from their own line. This is hard work here. Apps is driving in with Aiken.
Yeah, he needs some big carries here. Like that one, yeah.
Matua's been the Terminator in defence, so making 10 metres of her own there. Last tackle, only a 17-metre gain in the set. The kick from Korea Ratu. Australia ready to attack Robinson. And then Shizuoka on the run. So play 1, 30 from the Cook Islands line. Through Robinson, Brigginshaw, bringing it back to centre field with Koenig. 10 on debut for Australia tonight. Playing their first test. Wheeler, Taufa. And no breaking through there of the defence. Good tackle by Lavinia Kitai. It's been really good for them, Cook Islands, and there's an error. So put down, a little soft from Isabel Kelly. Only the 1 try since half-time.
Yeah, and unforced there again, and I think when Australia look back and do some analysis on this game, I think, you know, 6 errors now and, you know, a couple of them unforced. I think they'll be, with their standards, they'll be looking at to improve that.
Brad Donald on screen. Yeah, I think since half-time, I think the serious face has come up there. Islands outside their 20. Said it in the first half. They just need that little bit of repeat set. If they get a penalty or can draw some ill discipline out of the Australians. Yeah, and a little bit of time with the ball.
Yeah, and they got that in the, you know, a little while ago, a couple of repeat sets, and yeah, they got a little bit of joy from it, but they're just struggling to get anywhere.
So Korea Ratu on the end of that one, and they get all the way across to the right-hand side and headed almost to the dressing rooms there in the tackle of Kelly. Now Matua. Crowd got a little closer to the edge of the seat on that run.
Yeah, this is a much better set from the Cook Islands as well. They're just looking to play with the ball a little bit more.
Play the balls, they can make a lot of ground in possession. Korea Ratu's kick, right across field. And well taken by Shizuoka there for the Australians. Second tackle was interesting from the front rower, Natupuna. But to this point in the second half, vastly different to the first half. 12.5 minutes gone, and only the 4 points on the board in the second half for Australia.
Yeah, much better from the Cook Islands. You know, a few errors from Australia. And again, they won't be happy with it. But yeah, the Cook Islands have come out a little bit better and seem to be managing them a little bit better.
Release.
Koenig there, another run, and we'll see that.
I think she gave herself away there.
That's what I said Cook Islands need, but the ill discipline goes against them there. Ball has been deemed to be stripped away in the tackle of Koenig. 2 in the tackle there. Sometimes it can go the other way, but not this time. Australia have got it. Time for them to attack. And with interest goes Wheeler, charging into the line there.
Yeah, she's been good since she's come on.
Mayono directing the side around now out of acting half. Cherrington to play the ball. They are right on the goal line, and it opens up. That is a moment. I do hope her mum, Michelle, has made it here in time for the first game for Australia for her daughter, Talia Fui-Mayono, scoring for the Jillaroos. She's entitled to break down and cry her heart out because she was written off as an athlete, as a rugby league player, with all the injuries she had, and she's kept at it and kept at it, and now she's a try scorer for Australia.
Oh, great story and a great try, and again, you know, scramble defence there from the Cook Islands. They've held them out quite well, but again, the Australians just shape up either side, options either side, and they're just making it really difficult to defend.
I think there's doctors in Australia that have bought waterfronts on the Sydney Harbour on the back of her medical bills. She's had that many operations, and I'm talking serious. I'm talking year-long injuries that she's had to come back from. So, you know, it's a triumph for her now at 23 years of age. Broken collarbone, ACL, shoulder surgery, all those things she's gone through, and all the rehab sessions.
And the fact she still wants to play rugby after that.
Yeah. I think one doctor did say that's it. It's done and dusted. Her brother also plays. There's a nice moment with Holly Wheeler. She appreciates the enormity of that achievement. But her brother Tyrell Fui-Mayono plays with the St George Illawarra Dragons in the NRL. I don't think she gets a smile off her face there. I think she's pretty happy.
Yeah.
And so she should be.
For her, yeah.
I'll try and find out for you. Mother has sacrificed much to follow her children around and watch them play rugby league. I think there was a story that she sold her jewellery to be able to go and watch son Tyrell play across in Western Australia. He was a star Australian schoolboy and of course has played NRL. But to make the trip, she went down to pawnbroker.
Wow, that's dedication. I think, you know, and I think that the stories we've talked about, the culture traditions around this World Cup, but yeah, the families, the stories that the players have, and, you know, to be here.
From Johnston, it's got Australia going again. Good tackle, Mackenzie Wiki. She's tried a heart out, the Cook Islands fullback tonight. Lovely ball, Fui-Mayono again. This time in try-scoring, setting-up mode for Julia Robinson to score. That's a brilliant few minutes for the young dummy half for Australia, Talia Fui-Mayono.
Great vision there as well, on the back of some really quick play of the balls, moving down the field really quickly, and just that vision just to spot that pass. Really clever, really, really skillful.
Sprinting away to score the try, Julia Robinson. We saw her in the first half. Ipswich-born, Queenslander, in the side. I think it's three-time grand final winner now with the Brisbane Broncos, who didn't make the finals this year. Robinson, a member of, they picked the Dream Team, the same as they do in the Super League. And the NRLW Dream Team had Robinson in it on the wing. So now we're trying another kicker with Holly Wheeler. Don't mind this, you get called up to take the shot, and it's right pretty much almost in front. There you go.
They're the worst ones, though, the pressure.
Your goal kicking record, was there any?
I have one, I don't know what it is. I've probably missed more in front of the stick.
Have you worked out if you're a right or left footer?
Yeah, just about right.
Yeah, go. So Australia have hit 50 and now passed it to 52-0. We've been lucky with the weather. The rain has fairly much stopped now. Wind has died down as well. So let's hope we get a run of good weather for the matches up here. I do think over the weekend we've got a bit of an issue with your trains, Andrea, here in the UK. We've got a few strikes.
Start on trains, yeah. It's
more a day, what day are we not on strike? Saturday, Monday, Wednesday strikes coming up. So that's going to make it difficult for fans to get around.
Bit of a nightmare. You'll have a chauffeur though, won't you?
Well, oh, please. I was going to get one of those scooters, actually. You know, just going to, what do you have to do? Swipe the card and get the scooter.
Yeah, electric
How much
bike.
battery would I get out of a scooter? Could I go from Hull to York or not? Another good shot there. How many have we seen tonight?
Yeah,
There's
great
a lovely
contact
little
on the
package of one-on-one tackles.
Yeah, Johnson's been good for Australia, yeah, real handful.
Here it is. Front on. Get a bit of meat in it.
Didn't like that.
Tackle of Kitai. So look at Kitai, she's proven herself in that department. Again, a set restart doesn't help the cause. Brigginshaw up and through the line. Here comes Bremner. Here comes another one, just like the other one from Sam Bremner. It's a triumphant return for her tonight for Australia. We told you 31 next month. This time last year gave birth to her second child, and tonight she is lighting it up in York.
Yeah, and it's really too easy there for Ali Brigginshaw. Just ghosted through the line there, almost untouched, and had 3 or 4 gold jerseys to pick from there to send the pass to.
Well, her firstborn Reef, little boy, he'd be old enough, I think, to appreciate. There's mummy. He'd know, born in 2019, that he's getting to see this. She's pretty good, your mum, Reef. She's pretty good. Well done, Sam Bremner and Ali Brigginshaw. Back in legend status, Andrew. We haven't written a career off altogether with our praise.
Oh, again, against the tight Cook Islands defence, just, you know, they're just not able to move across quick enough.
Doesn't have a big follow-through, Wheeler. It's more stab. But 2 from 2 from close range. And 58-0. So, what's that, 4 tries since half-time? There's Brigginshaw. There's the support play.
I do get confused with these numbers, though.
Oh, yeah, please. Don't start. I'd say, I'll make this statement then, in light of our previous conversation, the numbers are worse than the trains, than the strikes. I think that's how bad the Australian numbering system is, and I speak on behalf of about an entire rugby league nation. Haven't met one person say, what a great idea. Not one.
What is the idea behind it?
Well, same numbers of the squad, 1 to 24, but they just went against naming their top 17 from the top. So then the captains go, and Australia got more than one captain, so we go 1, 2, 3, I think we've got 3 captains. And then outside of that, then you go back in terms of experience, 4 and so on. So the rookies, the 10-on debut get numbers, what, 15 through 24.
Right, okay.
It's all over the place, really. It's a dog's breakfast.
The Aussies like to be different, though, don't they?
Well, I've got to retort there. I've got to say, no, we don't, actually. We're not in support of this. This is total maverick stuff that they came up with this numbering. Australia with the ball, again. They're controlling possession at the moment. Johnston on that run. Doing her friends back in Newcastle and Australia proud to... Oh, there's a high tackle from the halfback, Korea Ratu. It was a loose arm. There's nothing incredibly dangerous about it. Looks spectacular. A grab, more than a swinging arm. And to Aiken's credit, she got straight to her feet. So Australia 21 metres away from the line. The game's been played in a really good spirit, and that's despite the fact we've had some good shots. There's another one there. Natupuna with that tackle. Slows down the play of the ball from Caitlin Johnston. Australia right side, Bremner stepping, she's got 4. Sam Bremner, 5 against France 9 years ago. She may equal, she may better that tonight. 4 tries for the match from the Australian fullback.
Yeah, again, I think they've just got, you know, when the halves are getting the ball, they've just got 3 or 4 options. They're just picking, they've got the time, and that's just a real walk-in for Sam Bremner again. Again, the push from the inside from the Cook Islands are just aren't arriving. They're just walking around in that middle and struggling to get across.
I said earlier she'd want 1 try for each child. Now she's got 2 tries for each child. That's nice.
Oh, she needs to have some more children.
So now Reece, how about 3? You know, this is like a Seinfeld episode. Get 2 home runs. Ah, dear. So Australia, now fatigue starts to set in for the Cook Islands. If Australia get a lot of ball in this last 16 or so minutes.
Yeah, it's going to be a long 15 minutes, I think.
Lauren Brown is our first choice kicker again. Little cameo from Holly Wheeler. She'll put the cue on the rack with a 100% record from in front of the posts. And Brown, that looks a little better. Brown successful. Well done. 64-0 is the score. Australia, the defending champions. And another try to their fullback, Sam Bremner. She could bob up anywhere. Like, she could play dummy half. She could play half or 5'8". You just want the ball in her hands, Sam Bremner.
Yeah, such a talented athlete.
Anyone got a clock on Cook Island going back for the kickoff? It's meticulous setup, meticulous.
Just getting the air in a little bit. I think I'd do the same.
Kerry Matua has tried her heart out for the Cook Islands tonight.
Oh, the effort's been there. They haven't stopped. You know, the effort and the will's there, the passion's there. It's just, you know, against this talented Australian side, I think they're just struggling in every aspect.
There'll be a few bruised Australian bodies which will support the statement of effort from the Cook Islands tonight. It hasn't.
Oh, definitely. There's been some really big contacts, and you know, as a spectator and as a crowd, that's what you like to see as well, and that's the expectations you get from some of the Southern Hemisphere teams as well. They're certainly big hitters.
Now Australia really Brown as a running forward there, absolutely sprinting onto the ball to advance some 10-15 metres. 35 away from the Cook Islands line. They've passed 50, they've passed 60, now 70 in their sights. Aiken this time digging deep into the line. Good tackle again by Korea Ratu. She's a tough 7 too, the 18-year-old. Last tackle, kick through, well done. And the Cook Islands coming up with the ball. Tatuava. There you go, the cheer from the Titikavika Bulldogs. Their favourite.
Oh, really
coming out with a good save
there as well.
There you go. Simona Taufa, well, she took off yesterday. That's how early she took off. So caught offside, and the Cook Islands getting a little bit of what we call a piggyback upfield.
Yeah, and that'll be relieving for them. The Australians have finished close to the line, and you know, those tough carries out of your own 10 have just been relieved a little bit there.
Cook Islands 5 metres inside their own half. Can the crowd lift them and see if they can come up with something, conjure something up in attack? Brazil scored in their match against England despite being well beaten.
Yeah, try and be nice. No, for the spectators, for a neutral, try and be nice for the Cook Islands.
Working on the edge, just playing Natukuna a little wider there. That could be from an offload that helps. Oh, referee's watching it. I think we're saying challenge. We haven't had a challenge all night. Or is it too cold to have a challenge? Yeah, we're going to have a challenge. Here we go. So everyone's going to stand around in the cold, are they, or not? Are we going to have a challenge? They were checking that probably the 10 seconds has elapsed. No, we won't have a challenge. We will not have a challenge, and we'll have a scrum 10 metres inside the half. Got to fire in your decision quicker than that. Yeah, no real stripping action in the tackle there. I'm not saying there wasn't a hand around the ball.
Yeah, a bit unlucky, I think. She's worked really hard. Carries in. She's had some big energy for the Cook Islands, and a little bit unlucky there.
So Australia attacking down the left side. Matua's effort again in defence.
Yeah, knock on there. Great effort.
Player on her outside. She appeared to be beaten, but she's stuck at the task. Kerry Matua. Now we will have a challenge. There we go. So delayed response now on a cold night in York.
You got tackle
with 11.5 to go. It's 64-0 at captain's challenge.
Video ref to match director. We've got a captain's challenge from Australia on the ruling of a knock-on. Could I please see your best available angle when the ball is passed back infield? So we've got play on at that point. When Sam Bremner passes the ball, she's still in the field of play. Can I just have that angle again, please? It's looking like it comes off. Yep. looking like it comes off the Australian player's hip or leg. Yep.
I've seen it.
Okay, so at the point the whistle is blown, number 22 has possession of the ball, so we have a mutual infringement. The challenge is successful.
There you go. It's not quite winning the lottery, but it's still a result for the Australians there.
Yeah, that's unlucky for the Cook Islands as well. Good scramble defence from the two of there just to catch on that edge. But yeah, a great captain's challenge.
Are you liking the captain's challenge at the World Cup, Andrea, or not?
I like it, yeah. I like it. As a front row, it also gives you a rest. But yeah, no, I think it's an opportunity because, you know, referees don't always 100% get it right. And I think with the players are there and in the action and they're confident, then it's, yeah, I think it's a good thing.
We joke in Australia, front rowers aren't allowed the captain's challenge. You don't get a say. Wingers, front rowers and interchange forwards who come on with their first hit up aren't allowed the captain's challenge.
Is that up there with drop goals as well? Front rows aren't allowed to do drop goals.
Riggenshaw and Bremner. Can she get 5? Sam Bremner. That'd be something to say. 2 5-try hauls in World Cups. Australia with Taufa. Probably Bremner's gone past Taufa in man of the match calculations. That's Andrea's job tonight to come up with the best on ground. Aiken floating it over the top, right to the corner, and sliding in for another one. It is a hat-trick on debut for Ivania Polite, the 2016 Olympic gold medalist in rugby union sevens, has got 3 in her first match for Australia in rugby league.
Yeah, and again, great vision, ball over the top. Just again, just easy. The halves are just picking the passes, picking the options, and have just been given the time to do so.
Now here you go. Passing game, how much it's improved. Aiken sees space, executes, ball falls right onto the chest. I mean, that's brilliant playmaking.
Yeah, exactly, and I think that is the difference. What I'm seeing from the Australian team today is just that skill execution. I think all the teams we've seen over this weekend, I think that was what, you know, let them down a little bit, is that final skill execution. But the Australians are putting it on a 2-pence today as well, and just showing where they're at.
Well, you've been watching the Men's World Cup. It's really been a tournament for the wingers to star. There's, you know, just getting a haul of tries, and Polite's work tonight, not just the tries, but the hit-ups she's taken. You know, she's had at least 10 carries of the football coming in off her wing as well. So
yeah,
it's been impressive.
Big carries, yeah. And I think as well as a pack that's relieving, that's what you want from your back three, is to come in and carry and help. But I think that, you know, the back three for Australia as well, they just turn up everywhere and push support, and that's why they're getting a lot of the joy. It's just the offloads and just running into space, and yeah, I think they're a real threat across the pitch.
So again, Australia, after they get through this one tonight, they will prepare for Sunday night UK time against France here in York. Cook Island for yet another kick-off at 68-0, 8.5 minutes to go. Good morning to the Australian and New Zealand viewers tuned in right now watching it. We've been highly entertained with this, and earlier tonight, New Zealand and France, same can be said of that. New Zealand coming up with a big win, 48-0. I think on par, Australia have been better than New Zealand. And then it's up to you, Andrea, to decide how you're going to gauge the England performance against the Australian performance here.
Yeah, it's a tough one, because I think, you know, Brazil are obviously a different team to the Cook Islands, and it's really hard to judge. But yeah, it's a tough one. I thought England were good yesterday. I thought they were good, so I'm still confident.
And so you should be. Well, Kia pulled up a big tackle on the previous play. Well, they might do. They want to go another captain's challenge. I mean, now we've got 7.5 to go, and it's 68-0. No, we'll just let that one slide by.
I think the real test will be for England, it'll be Papua New Guinea. next Wednesday, that'll be a big test, and you know, and see where they're really at. And I think for Australia, you know, here next Thursday, Australia New Zealand will be one of the games of the tournament, the women's tournament. Well, you know, games of the men's tournament as well.
Yeah,
it's always a fantastic battle between those two teams. Agreed.
Because no matter how high or how loudly Australia crow, the fact of the matter is New Zealand have won more Rugby League World Cups than Australia.
Yeah, and fantastic talent, and you know, it's never always written. You don't know what's going to happen on the night as well, and New Zealand are a fantastic team, and that will definitely be one of the matches to watch.
All right, so the Cook Islands, Tamur Makara with the ball. Off Agnes Dean, who's back in at the dummy half roll. They're having a crack here. When you're complaining about play the ball speed with 6.5 to go, you know you're still trying, and that's what Agnes Dean is doing at dummy half. She wants it quicker.
Yeah,
to the right side.
They've not given up, the Cook Islands. You know, that they're still getting forward, getting numbers in, and just still turning up.
Well, we've seen in a lot of the men's games, the consolation try has come off a kick, and they got a kick here on the last. This will be disappointing. They don't die with the ball. It's picked up by Korea Ratu. Now a chance for Matua in the corner. And the Australians get a little bit of redemption on Kerry Matua, who has pulled off many strong tackles tonight.
Yeah, and you know, apart from that kick that unfortunately they didn't score from, I can't see the Cook Islands getting away through this Australian defence. It's been relentless, it's been ruthless, it's going to be really hard to break down.
So now with 5.5 minutes to go, what we haven't seen is the really long-range try, have we? Thinking back over the 74.5 minutes. And that ball, there you go. There's another mistake by Australia. Just a little break. They were trying to pick up the tempo there, and the ball has ended up over the sideline. So hardly the desired result. There was no way Shazolka was going to get her hands on it.
Yeah, Sam Bremner.
Certainly enough to work on here for Australia, as happy as they will be at a win first up. Cook Islands, another opportunity. They have time, they've got field position. Now they've got to try and manufacture something to get through this Australian defence. Agnes Dean, linking up there with Natur there. Another proud mum that we're watching here. This time on for April Natur Puna. Look at her offload. About 5 offloads tonight, I reckon.
Yeah, she's been good. She's carried well. She's been one of the stronger players for the Cook Islands, and again, just effort, doesn't give up, and just keeps. I don't think she's had a rest, has she?
Tupa Wichman playing that ball, and caught is Korea Ratu, kept it alive. They are trying their best. Matua out to the corner, and Australia get numbers there. Everyone having a go, and the tackle by Polite at the finish, determined, put all of the weight into the tackle. She had a bit of momentum there.
Again, they're just getting numbers in. It's 68-0. There's 3 minutes left on the clock, and still they're getting three, four bodies in the tackle, and just not letting up on this Cook Island side. They, you know, like Ali Bringshaw said at half-time, that they've got standards that they live and breathe by, and I don't think they'll let up.
Zelronga Kia was the player going for the corner. She plays for the Rarotonga Bears. That would have been a great moment to have one of the locals score the try. So late injury, and rain sweeping across the ground again with 3.5 minutes to go. Andrea, you have the job, player of the match. I think I know who you're going to say. Who is it?
You could have picked 4 or 5. You know, there's Johnson's really impressed me down the front row, some little tip-ons and some strong carries. Taufa's been brilliant, you know. Kezi Apps again, that edge. Brigginshaw and Aiken have run the show really, but for me, I think Sam Brenner has been the standout player. Just, you know, a work rate, effort, the tries she scored, she's turned up everywhere. You know, unfortunately for the Cook Islands, and just yeah, has been brilliant across the park. So yeah, player of the match for me is Sam Brenner.
I wonder if she could salute with another try here. There is enough time. Sam Bremner, the Kazoo player of the match, as Australia with Aiken has got better and better. The Gillaroos through again. There's a range of players to pick from. There's no Sam Bremner there, but it is another try, and it is Taryn Aiken who scores it for Australia.
Again, they're just showing the absolute quality they've got across the park, every single player, and it's hard to single one out. Again, you could have picked 1 to 17 today. I think a real dominant performance.
Well, here is Aiken in a passing mode, then supporting back on the inside. That's a lovely constructed try, I should say. There's been a few of them for Australia. Support coming through, and you know, any range of Australians, when you show those replay moments and you count the jerseys that are in it, there were plenty there.
Yeah, and that's where they've been really, you know, head and shoulders tonight. I think just the numbers, the bodies around the ball, the shape, the push. Nobody's carrying the ball on their own. They've always got an option. They've always got that push, and every player's searching for the ball from an offload, and yeah, the real quality.
And more points on the board for Australia with 90 seconds to go. There it is, Aiken. Nicely done. Backing up for an easy one in the end. But all the creativity was earlier to cut a hole in the Cook Islands defence.
I think you can see the time that the Australian team has had together as well. They've had a long time in camp. They've had a lot of time together, you know, over in Australia, and you can see how they work together, how, you know, the ins and outs, and they know how each other plays, and yeah, it's really showing.
And again, we have the State of Origin games in Australia as well, which is big match, you know, into camp to prepare for a game. Yes, it's New South Wales against Queensland. Now they're their teammates. Drop ball in goal. They're going to get away with it. Australia there. No, they're not. Shannon Martel. I tell you what, if they rush to the scrum, the Cook Islands,
they're not
there
one
could
for
be
rushing.
the late try. All right. Come on, we need a bit of good juju here for the Cook Islands. If they can come up with a 4-pointer right on full time. They'll have a couple of plays. And Kirioratu got them going. Matua with 3 defenders on it.
Oh, she's worked really hard as well tonight, defensively as well as put some big shots on. And
one last play, one lunge for the line. The full-time siren's going to sound. They won't get another play the ball. They were desperate for another one, the Cook Islands. But it's a shutout from the favourites with their first game at the World Cup. The defending champions, they're looking for 3 Cup wins in a row. Their next opponent will be France. But here tonight, in their first match, too good for the Cook Islands. Australia 74, the Cook Islands 0.